It's a Big E beat. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm so motherfucking fly right now, you know what I'm saying? Okay. 100 grand, like.
And that's on my hood. What up, super bad, man? I know that pussy good. Man, bounce, 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 make that ass.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Shout out to the Elite Fleet. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And today I want to talk about the importance of fathers in a daughter's life, because I see so many times men say, I don't want nobody else around my son, I don't want no other man around my son, I don't want nobody else raising my son. But it's really your daughter who really needs your love, your time, your energy, and your attention. And even you dudes who don't have a daughter, I still want you guys to watch this video, because it's going to break down a lot of the reasons why I tell you it's better to date women who have a relationship with their father, or at least their grandfather, or one of those two men in their life in some way, shape, or form. A lot of this is going to flow into that too. And if you're a woman and you're watching this and you don't have your father around, maybe you should try to seek him out and try to build some type of relationship with him, or at least see if he's a good person, or at least see, you know, his side of the story of what's going on with him. Because I think people vastly underrate the importance of a father, and specifically a daughter's life. Like, I know in my situation, for example, my dad left when I was around 8, right? It didn't really affect me that much. Why? One, I had my mom. Mama's boy, daddy's girl. Okay, so a mom, y'all can call this nasty or whatever the case may be, but scientifically speaking, right? Oedipus Rex syndrome. So like I said, mama's boy, daddy's girl. You learn how to treat a woman and how you should be treated by a woman primarily from your mother. Your mother's your first love. Same thing for a father with his daughter, or a daughter with her father, okay? So as long as a boy has his mother around, right, and he has some other type of male masculine leadership, like in my case, my granddad was still right there. I hung with my granddad all the time, arguably more than my dad even when he was around. I hung with my dad when he was around, but I was with my granddad all the time. I was like my right-hand man. I also had a mentor at the Northeast Community Center I used to go to from the time I was in elementary school all the way up to middle school, named Shamel. So I was fine. I had the love of my mother, and I had my grandfather there to instill masculinity in me, and I had a mentor to instill masculinity in me. I had uncles as well too. But see, my sisters never really got that proper daddy's girl moment. They never really got to balance that out. They never got that true love from a masculine man the way that he should have received. And to the point where my dad decided to start coming back around, he wanted to lock in on me. Going back to what I said at the beginning of the video, he's like, oh yeah, you know, you're my son, we got the same name, I want to talk to you. But I'm not mad at the man, I just don't really see a need to have a communication or constantly talk to him. Whereas my sisters, they actually want that relationship with him, but they have to chase it. See, I don't have to chase it. He chases me, but I don't even really want the relationship. But they have to chase it from him, because he's more focused on me because I'm the son. And it's just the wrong way of viewing things. Now, in that first clip that I showed, I wanted you guys to realize that's the power that a grown man, a masculine man, has over a daughter. A lot of the times, if a woman sees a young woman, she's twerking around, or she's being a thought, or she's dressed a certain way, and they say something to her, they're going to give her that Monique treatment, like when Monique told the black girls to not go outside in bonnets. They're going to be like, you old bitch. They're going to call her a hater. They're not going to pay her no attention. Okay, but when a man comes and a man looks at you, he didn't even say anything to that girl. He just put his hands on his hip and looked at her in disappointment, and she got right back down off that counter, and she was embarrassed. See, your father or father figures or masculine older men bring shame to women. Not a bad shame, but a shame in the sense of they don't want to disappoint or be looked at a certain way by men that they respect. Now, that girl didn't even know that man, but she felt that way. So imagine if that was her father, and her father seeing her up there dancing like that. You guys get what I'm saying? Men instill a healthy amount of shame in women. Women want to be viewed a certain way, looked at a certain way, and have a certain prestige by men of esteem who they respect. Men are also, going back to what I was saying earlier, a woman's first love. Okay, so you need the love of daddy. You need that baby girl love. You need that come sit on my lap. You need that I can ask my dad for anything and he'll give it to me. Okay, you need that daddy daughter dance. You need that daddy daughter lunch. You need that daddy daughter ball where you get all dressed up and you slow dance with your father. And self-esteem. Nobody can boost a woman's self-esteem, guys, like her father can boost her self-esteem. A father instills real life self-confidence in a woman. And women will tell you guys, if you don't believe me, women will literally tell you, listen, it's It's one thing when my friends tell me I'm beautiful. It's one thing when my sisters tell me I'm beautiful. But if my dad says I look beautiful, if my man or my husband says I look beautiful, it hits different. Again, there's a difference when there's an older masculine man or a man she loves or respects, and he's saying, baby girl, you're beautiful. You don't have to do this and you don't have to do that. When he's instilling that self-worth, don't just give your body to all these different guys out here. When he's vetting men for the woman. Like, for example, one of my nieces, she got her first boyfriend. She's 14. My sister was supposed to vet this boy. This boy told my sister that he had the same birthday as her and they became besties. She's like, yeah, they besties. That's not how that's supposed to happen. I said, no, there's no besties. Did she ask this boy anything about himself, anything about his intentions, his life plans, what his grades is, what he does extracurricular in school? Is he in the streets or anything? No, she didn't, because he flirted with her. He charmed her. He charmed my sister because my sister's a girl. He's like, oh, we got the same birthday. We birthday besties. He's like, I'm like, nah, none of that. Your father is going to vet the man. He's going to make sure the man's financially responsible. He's going to make sure the man's intellectually intelligent. He's going to make sure the man can build and fix things. He's going to make sure the man's got some type of mechanic skills. He's going to make sure the man's loving you the right way. Then we got to talk about also protection. Okay, I say often, all the times, the most dangerous place for a girl is in the arms of a man that's not her father. For example, a group of my nieces from my middle sister, their father passed away. So a lot of the love they used to get from their father and get that from me. They'll hug me more. They'll find themselves sitting on my lap more. And I'm the one who has to tell them that they're beautiful. I'm the one who builds them up a lot. But imagine if I wasn't there. Say they didn't have an uncle like me. Say they had the creepy uncle who touched them. Or say they didn't have any uncles at all. And then let's say a stepfather comes in. See, stepfather comes in the house. He don't see a man, or your dad's not around. You don't have a relationship with your dad. You try to do that with your stepdad. A lot of the time not realizing that's not really your dad. So he could take advantage of the situation. One of my friends, God bless her, she was touched sexually by her stepfather. Because in her head, her stepfather had been around since she was like 6. She didn't really have a relationship with her dad like that. So in her head, her stepfather was her dad. So he groomed her. As soon as she hit like 9, she hit puberty. He was doing all types of stuff to her. She didn't even realize it was wrong until she told the teacher about it when she was 11. So you guys got to understand, this is the thing that opens up, because she was just looking for that love. She just wanted someone to tell her that she's beautiful. She just wanted someone to be able to hold her, and someone to be able to touch her. You know, someone whose lap that she could sit on, someone who she could get that reassurance for. She didn't expect that man who she viewed as her father to take advantage of the situation, but he did, because at the end of the day, that was not her actual father. This man didn't even stay around. He ended up breaking up with her mother. So she had a wild era. Middle school and high school was wild for her. She was already deflowered, so she's already over-sexualized. She was trying to get her control of her sexuality back by going around sleeping with men, figuring if I'm the one on top and I'm the one dominating, I'm taking control of the situation. No one in her ear to tell her. See, a lot of times, women might try to do this, but a lot of the times the thing is, you guys got to understand, moms often end up competing with the daughters in terms of look and encouraging their behavior, encouraging them to dress sexy and dance around a little bit. A lot of times, moms and daughters be like this.
My daughter is finally finding her rhythm. I'm a proud mama.
Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana.
My daughter.
Where you get that from? Grab a mic, spit one. Let me hit that Pimp C.
Or if your mom's not trying to encourage you to be sexy and trying to be sexy with you, encourage you to have boyfriends and twerk around instead of teaching you your self-worth, your mom's jealous of you, because now all the attention she used to get, all the looks she used to get, all the validation she used to get goes to you as the younger, more attractive person. I've had friends whose moms, as soon as they hit their teenage years, they used to literally fight. They used to argue. There was a jealousy there because the mom was jealous that the daughter was now getting all the attention. Okay, and again, that's when the father steps in and balances that out and makes sure that that's not happening. But either way, a lot of these girls, when their father's not around, they end up getting touched, they end up getting over-sexualized, then they end up slutting themselves out, trying to get their control back, and then they end up messed up all up in the head mentally. It's really usually only 2 ways that it can go when a father's not around for a daughter. She's usually going to be over-sexualized and, for lack of a better word, have a slut phase or a really bad hoe phase that messes her up mentally, okay, because she's looking for that love and connection that she couldn't get from her father because he wasn't from there, or she's just gonna hate men in general and want nothing to do with them and become an over feminazi who just be running around the internet talking a bunch of crap about men all the time and trying to ruin the lives of men because she never got to establish that bond with a man. Usually it's only gonna go one of those two ways, and neither way is good. Neither way is healthy. Neither way is she learning how to properly receive love for a man or how to properly give love to a man. Neither way is she receiving that baby girl, I love you, you're the most beautiful thing in the world, you're precious. That catering, that baby. A lot of people say that they don't like to date daddy's girls because daddy's girls tend to be a little bit bratty, a little bit spoiled. But my thing is this, a daddy girl, she might be a little bit bratty or spoiled because she's going to be used to dad providing everything for her and dad treating her a certain way. But I'm going to tell you this, a woman with a father is also going to treat you great. A woman with a father, you ain't going to have to tell her to cook. You ain't going to have to tell her to clean most of the time. She's just going to know to do these things. You're not going to have to tell her how to present herself on a date or how to carry herself when she's around you. You're not really going to have to tell her how to be a wife because most of the time if the dad was around, he was probably with the mom. And if he wasn't with the mom, he was probably a solid enough man if he was around and in her life the way he was supposed to be, that he was with another woman where she got to see how it was supposed to work the right way. And he told her what to do and how not only to find a good man, but how to treat a good man. So you're not going to have to train her. Okay, now, there's been times where I've dated women, right? Like my ex, for example. My ex didn't have a strong relationship with her father, and I was able to train, I hate to use the word train, but it's the truth. I was able to train her to still have those wife features and have those wife-like traits, but I had to train her to do it. When I date women whose father is already around, I don't have to train them to do anything. Like my ex, we had to build a cookbook for her. She had to start writing down recipes and going around and gathering family recipes. That had to become something that was taught to be important to her. When you date a woman who already has a father, trust me when I tell you, 9 times out of 10, she already knows how to cook. She already has the cookbook. She already on it. They be like, oh, let me cook you this mac and cheese the way my grandmother used to do it. Let me make you these collard greens the way my great-grandmama used to do it. Let me make you bake this turkey, and I'm going to baste this turkey the way my mother showed me how to do it. They already know how to do this stuff most of the time. If their father was around or they were a whole family, they already understand these things. The likelihood that they were overly whole-phased, I'm not saying they're going to be a virgin, right? But the likelihood that they were overly whole-phased or they got overly sexualized by being touched as a child or abused or something like that, slim to none. Slim to none. The likelihood that they're going to be overly feminized and not respect men, slimmer than none. It's a slimmer than none chance. Okay, a lot of the time the dad being around and being present, he's going to curb a lot of those negative effects. Now I know somebody's going to come in here and somebody's going to say, well, I know this girl who had her father and she was still crazy and da-da-da-da-da. Of course there's an exception to every rule, but it doesn't change the rule. Generally, a woman who had a loving father around for all of her life or the majority of her life, she's going to operate completely different than a woman who didn't. She's going to know how to love properly. She's going to know how to love the right way. You guys got to understand, like I said, sexual abuse goes up more than twice as likely if the father wasn't around. Depression, anxiety, like I said, having a high sex drive at a young age or being overly sexualized at a young age. All these things go up when the dad is not around. At the end of the day, every girl needs that daddy's girl moment. She needs to be that brat. She needs to have that dad who's doing everything for her. Like I said, the daddy-daughter dances, the daddy-daughter dinners. Okay, she needs to have that self-love instilled from her dad. She needs to have that little bit of shame instilled in her dad. She needs to have certain things that she can only really get from her dad because it's daddy's girl, mama's boy. So again, if you have a daughter, I urge you, it is of extreme importance that you be in your daughter's life. You be active, you be involved. You're telling her that she's beautiful. You're telling her that she's gorgeous. You're making sure that she feels that love. You're making sure that you're vetting her partners, okay? And if you don't have a daughter, okay? If you don't have a daughter, then like I said, it's extremely important that you understand that you need to date with women who come from whole families or at least have some type of a connection with their father. It's going to stop you from having to start completely at ground zero 8 out of 10 times. And ladies, if you don't know your father, and I want to leave you guys with this, if you don't know your father and you never got his side of the story, reach out, try to find him, try to get his side of the story, try to establish some type of a relationship with him because it's never too late. And if he's willing to be there and he's willing to give you that love, you might be able to close that hole or close that gap a little bit, and you will probably find that helps you in your future relationships, okay? I am Alex and I am out. Peace.